LeBron James, he calls out Drew Brees. As many of you know, Drew Brees was getting interviewed by Yahoo Finance, and he was asked about his stance on people kneeling for the national anthem. Drew Brees answered saying that he felt like people disrespecting the flag and what this country stands for. In the heat of everything that's going on with these protests that's taken in multiple cities, including my hometown of Louisville, where Breonna Taylor was killed inside her own home by 3 cops who are not arrested till this day, and with George Floyd, which really what set it off in Minneapolis, Minnesota, and Ahmaud Arbery in Georgia, and the countless names of this lives that's been lost. And that's where people who were kneeling, like Colin Kaepernick, they were kneeling for the flag. So there was a lot of outrage that came out because people felt like Drew Brees was missing the point. Because like a lot of people are, I don't understand how anybody can still think that if you kneel for the flag or during the national anthem that you're disrespecting the country, when there's been countless times and instances where you could point to people stating the reason why they are kneeling for the national anthem. And it's the protest against not the country itself, but the systemic racism that exists in our country and the police brutality that takes place against African Americans, against the Hispanic people who are still locked up in cages on the southern border. Like it's these type of things that people are just trying to stand for, and it just makes no sense to me where somebody like a Drew Brees can come out and say that people are disrespecting the flag. Because even me myself, as a member of the Army, of the National Guard, I don't see a disrespecting flag, and there's other people with more experience with me in the military who will agree with that. So I don't know why people would feel that way, but Drew Brees, he has come out to apologize ever since. But Laura Ingraham, who was on Fox News, who criticized LeBron James and Kevin Durant for speaking on political issues, but when Drew Brees comes out and talked about this instance, who Drew Brees is a white man, if you know who Drew Brees is, I'm pretty sure you do, she felt that he is entitled to his own opinion. So that just goes back to the narrative of where African Americans are just told to just shut up, and just we are constantly oppressed and our voices are constantly muted, and we are just act as if we cannot speak on any matter that on which the system oppresses us or just demoralizes us. So my thing is, I'm bringing it back into sports and back into basketball. How do sports and politics relate? And I find it very important for black athletes like a LeBron James, who is one of the biggest athletes to ever exist, and a Kevin Durant or a Colin Kaepernick, or just countless players who speak on these issues, because especially in this time with the Black Lives Matter movement being as strong and on the forefront of the world right now, these issues need to be spoken by these players, and there needs to be a change. And one thing that I've discussed with my peers and other people, I hope that right now, while there's not much going on, like there's not as much sports or new things coming out, and everybody's attention is still focused on these matters right now, I hope when things kind of go back to normal that the attention is still there, and that people do not forget, and people just don't sweep this under the rug, and my people still keep getting oppressed by the police or by the system. And there's a but instant change for us. Like, that's one thing I hope. I just hope that this doesn't just go away, and even when things go back to normal, I just hope that people are still bringing attention. I hope that LeBron James, which he has been doing, he's been calling out issues like this from the jump, and other athletes as well. I hope that people could continue, athletes, media, everyone from Twitter. Like, I hope everybody continues to bring to light these issues that are going on, and I hope that these things get solved. Because, like, why? Like, how can you be against? Like, here's my thing: how can you be a human being and be fine with seeing another person getting killed for something so minor? Like, you hear people say, well, they shouldn't have done something in the first place. They should have just listened to the cops. But there is multiple instances where these people are being killed, even following the directions of cops, or these cops are just abusing their power. And even you can take it past police brutality, just the systematic oppression of any type of minorities in this country. Whether it be people like me, African American, or Hispanics, or Asians, just anybody. This country has had a history of just people just being oppressed just from being different, from being white, and goes to the LGBTQ community. Like, I just wanted to where we get to a point where, like, more of these issues get brought to the forefront, and we just make a change. How can you just be against the change? You don't have, like, I don't know. I just hope that eventually we'll get through this and come out on the other side with a change for the better. Not for the betterment of just my people of African Americans, but for the people down that's trapped in the cages on the southern border, for black transgenders that's being killed, or just like gay people that's being killed, for anybody that's going through any type of oppression. I just hope that there's just a change that goes on and this takes place to where we can finally be in harmony with one another, because we all human beings at the end of the day. No matter your skin color, we all human beings. And Black lives matter. And I know people be like, well, all lives matter. Well, Black lives matter in this moment because our lives are being treated as if we don't matter.